My daughter-in-law recently committed the greatest error of her existence. 1 hour earlier, I got a message saying, "I took your vintage ring for the event, Grandma. Hope that's okay." I answered cheerfully, "Enjoy yourself, sweetheart." Yet right after, I contacted my attorney, Frank Miller, and instructed him, submit a report for theft of stock item 847, a $3 million pink diamond ring. 60 minutes later, officers stormed that sophisticated gathering where Cynthia was showing off my ring, thinking she had grabbed a cheap bauble. If this video caught your eye, hit subscribe and share your location since this tale will astonish you. I am Dolores. At 71 years young, for the last decade, I've been regarded as the unseen mother-in-law, the elderly woman who interferes during family occasions. In Cynthia's view, I was merely a bothersome senior residing in the residence my departed spouse bequeathed to me. She entered our lives 10 years back upon wedding my son Louis. From the very start, she caused me to sense like an outsider in my personal dwelling. Cynthia belongs to that category of ladies who assume the universe is indebted to them. Graceful, scheming, perpetually attired in the most exquisite crimson and emerald dresses, decorated with costly ornaments that my son purchased to maintain her contentment. As soon as she arrived at my residence, she started viewing me like her private servant. "Dolores, prepare some coffee for me." "Dolores, press my dark gown for this evening." "Dolores, avoid creating sounds while moving about. My headache is acting up." She seldom spoke to me respectfully. To her, I was just the aged female, as though I lacked a proper identity. During household meals, she would discuss me as if I wasn't there. "Louis, your mom ought to think about relocating to a senior facility. This property is overly spacious for a person her years." And my son, my very own child, would simply bow his head and whisper, "Mom is all right here, Cynthia." However, I recognized shifts occurring. Louis started perceiving me differently, like I represented a load. Cynthia had gradually tainted his thoughts, murmuring that I was excessively aged to manage such an expansive property, that they required the area for their individual schemes. She harbored ambitious visions to convert my lounge into her private workspace, to alter the yard my husband and I nurtured over 4 decades into a contemporary leisure zone. For many years, I tolerated her degradations quietly. When visitors came, Cynthia would present me as Louis's mom, never as the homeowner. When she arranged gatherings, I needed to remain in my quarters since, in her opinion, seniors caused discomfort to others. Certain evenings I wept silently, pondering how I had turned unseen in the dwelling I constructed with immense affection. What Cynthia remained unaware of, what nobody in my household knew, was that my late partner Mario bequeathed me far beyond this property. In our final years united, Mario had quietly amassed precious artwork, gems, and heirlooms. He understood my reserved nature, that I avoided displaying riches, and he relied on my ability to manage his heritage appropriately when necessary. In a concealed vault behind a wall art in my chamber, he stored an assortment valued above $15 million. Included in those items was the ring Cynthia had just taken, a 5-carat pink diamond piece crafted by a French artisan in 1920, appraised at $3 million. To those unacquainted with gems, it could seem like a plain, sophisticated vintage band, yet to specialists, it represented a treasure. Today, Cynthia attended a significant fundraising event, one of those refined assemblies where executive spouses showcase their best outfits and rival over the finest accessories. For several weeks, I overheard her grumbling about lacking the ideal complement for her gold attire. She pored through gem catalogs, lamenting that desired items exceeded costs, despite the ample allowance Louis provided. This morning, while tending garden flora, I observed her entering my chamber uninvited. It wasn't her initial unauthorized search of my possessions. But this occasion varied. I saw her accessing my gem container, that modest timber box holding lesser valued objects, and her gaze fixed on the pink diamond band. She lifted it, inspected it under illumination, and I noticed that scornful grin she displayed whenever, assuming she discovered something useful. 60 minutes later I got that message. I took your vintage ring for the event, Grandma. Hope that's okay. She lacked even the politeness to seek approval beforehand. She simply seized it, presuming all my belongings were hers to use, that I was overly aged and unimportant to own anything worth while. Upon viewing that note, an inner shift occurred. For a decade I had borne her degradations, her disdain, her harsh comments on my years and alleged worthlessness. But seizing my band without consent, that band, symbolizing a top asset in Mario's hidden assortment, crossed the line. I rested in my yard seat staring at the phone display, and for the initial time in ages, I truly grinned. "Enjoy yourself, sweetheart," I responded, yet promptly after I rang Frank, my reliable attorney. Frank served as Mario's closest companion, the sole individual aware of our concealed wealth's entirety. "Frank," I stated with a tone steadier than recent years, "activate the procedure you and Mario planned. Cynthia just pilfered stock item 847. A pause followed, then Frank's chuckle. "Dolores, are you certain about proceeding? This action is irreversible once started." I affirmed yes. Following 10 years of degradations, my daughter-in-law needed to discover precisely whom she faced. Frank outlined the strategy. Over years, he documented every item in Mario's assortment, formally listing them as premium assets with unique codes. Each held validation papers, recent valuations, and crucially, complete coverage. The band Cynthia seized was documented as item 847, worth $3 million. "I'll contact the coverage firm now," Frank informed. "The procedure requires reporting unauthorized removal as pilferage instantly. Within half an hour, authorities will secure an order to retrieve the taken asset, regardless of location." As Frank handled arrangements, I relaxed in my lounge, recalling every instance Cynthia rendered me unseen. The occasion she arranged supper for Louis's colleagues and directed me to dine in the cooking area due to insufficient dining space. Previous holiday, when she unwrapped lavish presents, Louis acquired and passed me an inexpensive muffler stating, "We chose something basic since at your years. Extra items aren't necessary." I recalled the day her companions visited for literature discussion. I was perusing in my preferred seat in the lounge when she entered and announced before all, "Dolores, please retreat to your quarters. We require seclusion for significant discussions." Her companions gazed at me sympathetically, like an aged animal needing relocation, yet the deepest pain came from recalling an eavesdropped dialogue last week. Cynthia conversed via phone with her sibling Gretchen, audible from the corridor. "I vow this senior lady frustrates me endlessly," she declared. "She occupies this vast residence like royalty, yet observe her attire, observe her inexpensive gems. It's laughable. Louis and I await her retirement facility decision, but she's obstinate. Upon her departure, I'll overhaul the whole property, beginning by discarding her unattractive heirlooms into garbage." That dialogue marked when I resolved silence was over. Cynthia not solely loathed me, she loathed all Mario and I created. She ignored that those despised heirlooms exceeded her lifetime earnings. Frank phoned again. "All set, Dolores. The pilferage notification is submitted. The band is marked as taken asset at $3 million. I supplied the venue address for the fundraising event. Authorities are directed to retrieve it promptly. "And Cynthia's fate?" I inquired. Frank sighed. "Dolores, legally she performed major larceny. At $3 million, imprisonment could span years, yet as victim, you choose pressing charges or mere recovery." I said I'd consider. Currently, I desired witnessing Cynthia's expression upon realizing she misjudged the despised, useless senior. 60 minutes post-report, my phone sounded. It was Lewis, utterly distressed. "Mom, what's happening?" Officers invaded Cynthia's gathering. They claim she pilfered a $3 million band. Must be an error. No error, son. I answered steadily. Your spouse removed a precious item from your dad's assortment without approval. That band equals $3 million precisely, and she lacked rights to it. What assortment? What do you mean? Dad owned nothing at $3 million. Mom, contact authorities, clarify the mix-up. It was astonishing. My son ignored his father's amassed wealth. Mario cautiously hid investments and assortments, even from Lewis. He aimed to shield us from wealth's risks. Abductors, fraudsters, remote kin-seeking funds. Lewis, I stated, numerous facts about your dad and me remain unknown to you. Your spouse committed a grave error, facing outcomes solo. Mom, are you insane? Cynthia weeps. They handle her like an offender. Her companions film it all. Her status is wrecked. Her status, I echoed. What of my decade bearing her garbage treatment in my residence? What of her public degradations? What of her sibling call labeling me laughable? Lewis quieted. He recalled that dialogue, having overheard yet defending me nil. Mom, please, he eventually whispered. Cynthia can be challenging, but jail for mix-up is undeserved. No mix-up, Lewis. It was pilferage. Now your spouse learns the despised woman isn't the frail senior imagined. I ended the call and sat quietly, absorbing events. My son observed his spouse degrade me a decade without protest. Now consequences arrived. He sought my aid to rescue Cynthia from her pride. But I refused, for the initial decade time. I avoided being the unseen female tolerating all silently. 20 minutes later, Frank reached my residence with Patrick, a veteran private investigator. Patrick, mid-50s, refined and expert, focused on scam and artwork pilferage. Dolores, Frank said. Patrick discreetly probed Cynthia past 6 months, since your concerns on her actions. I was shocked. What concerns? I never voiced suspicions to you. Frank grinned. Recall December chat when you noted minor items shifted and gem container disturbed repeatedly. Yes, I recalled. I assumed age-related lapses. No lapses, Dolores. I chose quiet probe, and Patrick's findings exceed today's band. Patrick displayed a dossier of images and papers. Mrs. Dolores, your daughter-in-law, sold assortment items nearly 2 years. Minor initially. Vintage pins, pearl studs, silver chain, items you might deem misplaced or relocated. My pulse quickened. We recorded minimum 12 transactions at local pawn outlets and heirloom shops. Combined worth of sold reaches roughly $45,000. I disbelieved my ears. Cynthia not solely degraded and rendered me unseen. She pilfered me years. But how? How did she select without my notice? She's astute, Patrick proceeded. She chose rarely used or deep, stored items. Evidently, she cataloged your gems mentally years, pinpointing removable without prompt detection. Moreover, proof shows she imaged all prized possessions, likely planning future sales. Frank supplemented, Patrick holds tapes of Cynthia at 3 pawn venues falsely claiming origins. 1. Heirlooms from late grandma. Another, spouse gifts needing urgent funds for health crisis. I experienced unprecedented rage and disloyalty. 2 years feeling remorse for losses, attributing to fading recall. Cynthia systematically pilfered, then deceived to vend my items. Worse, she schemed broader theft, covertly photographing assortment. More exists, Patrick said, flipping dossier page. Her expenditures mismatch official earnings with your son. Past 2 years, Cynthia acquired above $30,000 attire, costly therapies, luxury trips, upscale dining. Matching sales, proceeds to spends aligns exactly. Thus, funds for those graceful crimson and emerald gowns, designer purses with superiority glances, pricey footwear trampling my worth, derived from vending my items. She financed opulent living by pilfering the despised useless senior. But hold on, I said, if aware months, why withhold? Frank glanced Patrick. Dolores sufficient proof needed for unbreakable case. Also, awaited major error undeniable or unmanipulable. Today's $3 million band theft fits perfectly. Then my phone rang anew. Unknown caller, yet I accepted. Mrs. Dolores, unfamiliar female voice, anxious. Detective Margaret Garcia, City Police. At Plaza Hotel with Cynthia. She claims your consent for band all mix-up. Can you arrive to explain? Detective Garcia, I answered, my daughter. In-law seized band sans approval. I possess message where she confesses borrowing without prior okay. Moreover, band at $3 million, legally listed assortment part. Understood, madame, but daughter, in-law distraught, son present, urging error. He states you never held such prized gems, likely valuation mistake. I chuckled, surprising Frank and Patrick. Detective, my son implies I can't own valuable gems due to poverty or folly. Awkward pause. Well, madame, he noted modest retirement, no wealth signs. Detective Garcia, arriving in 1 hour with attorney and proofs showing band mine, plus daughter, in-law pilfering years. Anticipate her detained fitting thief stealing over $3 million asset. Post, call, I eyed Frank and Patrick. Gentlemen, time Cynthia and son learn whom they've faced years. Frank smiled. Dolores, further info before hotel. Patrick found Cynthia contacted artwork valuer Mark, displaying assortment images. She plotted bigger theft. Tapes show she eyed vending paintings, sculptures minimum $200. Patrick added Mrs. Dolores, daughter, in-law views you not useless senior, but exploitable revenue sans repercussion. Her taped words to valuer, senior ignores possessions. I could take half, she'd miss none. Too aged for belongings list. Those statements struck hard. Cynthia not solely pilfered, mocked me, deeming me dim and worthless to detect offenses. She schemed massive robbery, exploiting perceived frailty. Frank, I rose determinedly unseen years, press all charges on Cynthia not solely today's band but 2-year thefts ensure son knows wife's nature. Absolutely certain, Dolores, publicizing reveals Mario's wealth, Cynthia's offenses, irreversible. I gazed window at 40-year garden Cynthia eyed ruining for leisure zone. Recalled degradations, unseen feelings indwelling, tearful nights questioning uselessness Cynthia imposed. Frank, I stated, time this aged female imparts unforgettable lesson. At Plaza Hotel arrival, scene matched imagination. Minimum 5 patrol vehicles entrance, regional media lured by scandal, gala attendees exiting murmuring, gesturing. High society scandal memorable years. Entering foyer, spotted Cynthia instantly, on leather couch amid 3 officers. First decade time she lacked graceful control, flawless cosmetics tear, streaked, gold gown creased, wrists cuffed forward. My $3 million band absent finger, Lewis nearby, gesturing wildly conversing detective, seeing me with Frank Patrick, his face shifted desperation to anger. He approached swiftly, eyes blaming me, not thieving spouse for mess. Mom, resolve immediately. He shouted crowded foyer. Cynthia publicly shamed you. Companions post videos online. Status destroyed. Status, I echoed, voice steady despite inner fury tremble. Lewis, spouse pilfered $3 million banned me. Not trinket mix-up, grave offense. But Mom, you never mentioned valuable. Known wouldn't occur. Cynthia assumed worthless vintage. Frank advanced, past Lewis' bulky dossier. Mr. Lewis proofs band value validation papers, coverage. Spouse stole historical gem $3 million. Lewis scanned dossier, faced disbelief to shock. This impossible. Dad held these. Why conceal? Father knew privacy best, I clarified. And spouse pilfering 2 years. He correct, pilfering 2 years. Explain, Patrick advanced, displayed Cynthia file. Photos, pawn venues, tapes, origin lies, receipts all. Spouse, Mr. Lewis, systematically vended mother's items 2 years. Documented thefts $45 zeros, €0 total. Lewis mute reviewing proof, world collapsing, married woman, permitting decade mother trash treatment, thief exploiting mother. Then Detective Garcia neared. Mrs. Dolores confirmed details, grant daughter, in-law banned permission. None, I answered firmly. Message here confesses borrowing sans prior okay. My view unauthorized taking equals theft. Confirm banned yours legally, Frank interjected. Detective legal papers here. Purchased late husband 1975. Listed will. Insured fully, inheritance inventory part, Mrs. Dolores received. Detective scanned, nodded. Orderly, Mrs. Dolores, press criminal charges daughter-in-law. Before response, Cynthia shouted seated. Dolores, please mix up. No, I'd never harm intentionally. Always respectful. I approached slowly. Decade first, Cynthia desperate, not scornful, needed me, not unseen. Respect. I queried, nearing seat. Decade degradations respect. Kitchen dining guests respect. 2. Year pilfering seen. I'll label respect. Eyes panicked, pilfer, never took yours, first time. Patrick neared, displayed pawn photos. Mrs. Cynthia, photo video proof vending motherin. Law items minimum 12 times 2 years. Face ashen. Glanced photos, me, Lewis, seeking saving excuse. Those mine are unused, she muttered. Assumed unnoticed. Forgotten, right to pilfer, I queried. Pawn lies grandma heirlooms. Lewis horrified gazed her. Cynthia, truly. Pilfered mother's years. Cynthia wept intenser. Louis needed funds. Salary insufficient desired life. She holds plenty. Assumed few minor missed. Not yours sees, Lewis yelled. Mother's, convinced me memory loss inquiries. Then realized truth. Cynthia not solely pilfered, manipulated Lewis dementia belief. Missing mentions, she'd murmur Lewis elderly normal misplace forget. Detective Garcia, I stated, odd potent calm. Press all charges daughter-in-law today's banned, past 2 year thefts. No, Cynthia wailed. Please, Dolores, return all, compensate, spare me, I directly. Cynthia, decade unseen treatment. Guest humiliations, home burden sensation. 2 years pilfering memory loss belief. Now consequences, seek mercy. Never deemed serious, never knew valuable, known what, pilfered more, let sink moment. Cynthia, issue not value ignorance. Issue pilferage, decade trash treatment. Frank neared detective. Detective Garcia, charge other documented thefts. Proof prosecute minimum 12 extra cases. Detective nodded, comprehended Mrs. Cynthia. Arrested grand larceny 1st degree, multiple petty thefts fraud. Right silent, as detective recited rights, eyed son Lewis. Watched spouse arrested, grasping married criminal exploiting mother years. Mom, a broken tone, didn't know, believe Lewis, I answered. Perhaps thefts unknown, but treatment known. Every degradation, slight moment witnessed. Unseen home, never spoke. Lewis head down, eye contact impossible. New right, decade silent witness spouse stranger home. Chose simple path silent, non-confront, non-defend mother. Now truth out, silence cost understood. Mom muttered, assumed eventual harmony, assumed non-involved self-resolve. Things self-resolve nil, Lewis, I answered, especially systematic abuse. Spouse decade, disrespect, pilfered, manipulated, planned more. Assumed self-resolve. Speaking Lewis, noticed gala guest's phone recording. Millionaire motherin, law thieving daughter, in-law social media overnight. Cynthia, image elegant respectable wife, worse prison. Detective Garcia rights done, escorted Cynthia exit. Before door, Cynthia turned desperate rage. Dolores unaware done, screamed, life ruined, friends, reputation destroyed. Why stupid band unworn? No, I calm answered. Decade thefts, degradations, mistreatment, today's band final drop. But family gave, she screamed on. Grandkids purpose old age, ridiculous decade statement. Cynthia, family not given. Family strangers burden, grandkids, recall childless choice, figure career ruin, Lewis discomfort grew wife's words. Finally viewing true manipulative, selfish, lying consequences, Dolores, Cynthia yelled detective urging walk. Proceed, lose son forever, Lewis unforgive marriage destroy, eyed Lewis, watched spouse threats arrested mother's theft. Lewis feel marriage destroyed, Lewis long silent, processing too, our revelations. Spouse not elegant one. Thief exploiting elderly mother years, manipulating senility belief. No, mom, finally. Marriage destroyed initial pilfer mom. Unaware till now, Cynthia mute first, relied Lewis blame me prior. This time proof clear lies obvious. Post Cynthia removal, Patrick passed extra dossier. Mrs. Dolores, further knowledge. Probe found Cynthia will inheritance attorney contact. Research challenging father, in-law will post-death, Lewis paler, meaning spouse not present pilfer, future planned, entire inheritance takeover mother death. Patrick added, emails Cynthia lawyer incompetence declare, plan dementia proof legal incapacity, finances property. Blood-chilled planned incompetence declare, yes, Patrick on. Email Cynthia frequent losses dementia evidence. Now no, not losses, thefts, Lewis heavy lobby seat, God mumbled, planned everything steal, not that, Frank added, pressured Lewis retirement convince. Institutionalized, easier court incompetence order, recalled Cynthia settled, too old alone, professional care need, age, suited place happier. Not concern, calculated fortune sees, Mrs. Dolores Patrick stated, daughter, in-law dangerous initial thought, not impulsive jewelry, long, term inheritance steal, incompetence legal justify, Lewis head up tears. Mom, never suspected, retirement mentions, thought well-being care. Lewis I sat beside, spouse manipulated you me. New exact words good intentions seem. Frank dossier closed serious gaze, Dolores proof prosecutor plea likely. Handling 5-15 years prison, stolen money most private collectors bought, Patrick clarified. Track recovered tilde 60% value. Rest spent lavish life, Lewis deep sigh, mom now, me, family, good query, 2 hours, family transformed. Daughter-in-law arrested years prison facing. Son grasped married criminal inheritance plan steal. I, decade unseen senile, attention center. Lewis I hand took. Now decide man type. Decade silent spouse mistreatment accomplice. Now truth known. Query information due mom right make. Amends years undefend. Amends not funds, Lewis. Respect. Never permit unseen home. Lewis nodded, stay tonight, alone home unwanted post this, decade first, son asked not demanded wife needs adapt. Course stay Lewis tomorrow serious rebuild talk, leaving hotel, story local news already, millionaire senior thieving daughter, in-law $3 million banned. Tomorrow city, no Dolores unseen turned powerful imagined, next morning, awoke different, decade first, home without intruder feel. Lewis old room slept, breakfast descent found kitchen coffee brewing. Decade first, someone prepared me, kitchen not serve expect. Good morning, mom, voice respect, silent apology word, good morning, son, sat table 40, year Mario breakfasts. Table, Cynthia unwelcome guest long, Lewis coffee cup placed sat opposite, mom, sleepless night. Reflected Cynthia bad treatments undefend. Recalled missing mentions memory thought, Lewis I soft interrupted, self, punish unnecessary manipulated. Cynthia smart, new present care seems stealing, but son, side should, signs see should, coffee sip direct gaze. Future matters, future due, Query, marriage save woman, everything steal incompetence, declare plan. Lewis long mute. Face internal battle. Decade married. Discoveries despite, wife still. Then phone rang. Frank, Dolores, vital news. Prosecutor morning meet wants. Cynthia case larger initial. Larger how? Home search night, basement secret room found. Dolores daughter, in law not you steal only. Antique theft resale operation, several city wealthy families involving. Pulse raced, mean, over 50 art jewelry pieces neither hers Lewis. High society events access targets, identify elaborate thefts, organize. House not sole target, operations base, Lewis Ashen, House Criminal Center years, Frank on, more. Correspondence professional thieves info cell. Plans, schedules, security, FBI involved state lines cross, disbelieved ears, decade table shared, roof slept, food ate, not me steal only, criminal enterprise home ran. Frank, Lewis mean, accomplice. FBI question course, evidence suggests Lewisy unaware wife activities. Careful him distant keep, post hang Lewis I silent sat. House Mario love built violated ways understanding begin. Mom, Lewis finally, married criminal decade unaware possible, wanted unaware I answered. Lewis, Cynthia types lives compartmentalize experts. You elegant event wife, me constant degrade daughter-in-law, victims plan thief, aspects separate kept. Hour later, Frank 2 FBI agents arrived. Agent Karen Brooks, Michael Smith introduced federal art, antique theft ring years operating investigation part Cynthia case now. Mrs. Dolores, Agent Brooks stated, daughter, in-law house command center minimum 3 years believe, 6 states theft connections identified. Agent Smith added, case interesting Cynthia sophisticated method developed, random rob not, social wealthy cultivate, events homes study, info professional thieves sell. But secret keep how? Lewis queried. Wife intelligent extreme, Agent Brooks explained. Physical never direct. Info gather facilitate role. Charity, dinners, galleries attend, home possession details memorize. Agent Smith photos folder showed. Hundreds secret event photos found, paintings, sculptures, worn jewelry, security layouts, photos viewed recognized houses. Known families years charity interacted women. Agent Brooks I asked, other families Cynthia victimized. Minimum 12 identified far. Connected thefts total over $2 million. Lewis devastated. Agent Smith me happen. Part think, Mr. Lewis, finances, communications, patterns reviewed. Knowledge, participation, evidence none. Full cooperation need investigation. Agent Brooks direct gaze me. Mrs. Dolores else no. Arrest night Cynthia negotiate start. Network info reduced sentence exchange. Info kind. Accomplices names, unsolved details, hidden locations. Organization turnover 20 years avoid, Frank forward lean, Dolores mean, testimony all cases solve network arrests lead, 5-8 years 20-25 not. Lewis deep sigh, even arrested, system manipulate benefit fines, intelligent criminals work, Agent Smith explained, escape plan always. Agents post leave, lounge sat process learned, House Criminal Center years. Unseen maid woman, other families, crimes plan, used. Mom, Lewis beside sat, through this, life rebuild married criminal decade discover post, eyed son 40, ear man lost child sudden. Lewis, do same I do, decide Cynthia life, define rest not, lied you, stole me family criminal purposes used. Truth know now, power decide info, you want mom, smiled strength years unseen, son, world show Dolores truly, ensure families through we not. Following days activity whirl, when life complete transform. Frank press conference organized main victim Cynthia scheme. Operation unmask instrumental woman as a peer. Decade first, attention right reason center. Press morning, early rose best jade dress wore, Mario anniversary bought. Never worn Cynthia old-fashioned sarcastic comments. Remaining, collection jewelry donned. Cynthia steel unmanaged. Decade, first, elegant, powerful, truly felt. Lewis conference building help. Mom walked, proud you. Days terrible no, handle way. Dad proud too. Room journalists, cameras, onlookers, full curious millionaire. Senior criminal daughter-in-law story here. Entered eyes turned feel, time pity condescension not, respect curiosity admiration, frank podium first. Morning, Frank Miller represent Mrs. Dolores 71, criminal scheme victim own daughter. In-law not only, years operating theft ring, unmask instrumental also. Then speak invite me, microphone near, strange calm felt, decades silenced ignored words valueless treated. Now dozens here wait. Name Dolores began. Past decade psychological abuse, systematic theft victim daughter, in-law Cynthia. Understand want not story my only. Many elderly family members easy targets see victimized story. Story continued not pathetic victim. Resisted woman secrets right moment kept justice way found told. Cynthia seen. I'll thought crimes realized never, I stated. Late husband observant patient strategic taught no not. Wrong suspected, direct confront not. Investigated evidence collected perfect act moment waited. Journalist hand raise. Mrs. Dolores long wait act why. Theft start report not why. Evidence enough ensure Cynthia situation manipulate not needed, I answered. Daughter-in-law types victims look experts, soon act insufficient proof. Confused senior stories invent convince way found. Another journalist house command criminal center feel how no. Betrayed feel course, powerful also end criminal operation I put. Report arrests led, evidence network unmasked, press post, extraordinary happen start, phone ring nonstop. Country journalists interviews want, documentary producers story tell want. Moving most calls elderly women news saw own lives story elements recognized. Diana named woman call cried, Dolores television interview saw, Sunnin, lost steel think, jewelry disappeared, daughter old normal lose says. You listen post, memory lose maybe not realize, grace another daughter, in law documents sign pressure not understand fully. Story saw post, own lawyer need realize, daughter, in law recommend not rely. Conversations understand Cynthia experience unique not. Thousands elderly trust abuse family victimized, resources knowledge defend lack many. Night Lewis future long difficult conversation. Mom stated divorce Cynthia decided. Hurt you criminal turned cannot married continue. Sure, son, decision big. Sure complete, decade Cynthia you chose, life mistake biggest, again not. 3 days later, unexpected call received. Television producer Peter Press saw Mrs. Dolores propose something, own show elderly family victimized help considered. Idea intrigued, show kind, people call stories tell, experience advice offer show. Legal experts psychologists help also. Dolores's wisdom call or similar. Life first, platform experience knowledge others help offered. 71 years devoted wife sacrificing mother unseen motherin, law. Now more something opportunity finally. Advocate educator silenced people voice. Peter stated proposal interested, conditions some. Night bed prepare house years first intruder feel without. Everything changed reflect. Week ago ignored everyone unseen senior. Now public figure hundreds family situations examine inspired story. Phone vibrate text Frank. FBI news received. Case your Cynthia info provide thanks. 6 criminal network members arrested more. Bravery you saved not only, other families victimized saved many. Smiled light off. Cynthia decade unseen make try. Value no convince, old useless matter not. End, strength, patience, intelligence, terror, reign, end put. Useless, senior, powerful, anyone imagined turned. 2 weeks press post, life unimaginable turn taken. Television, Dolores's wisdom national phenomenon become. Day hundreds calls, elderly courage stories, family abuse theft tell finally. Frank Dolores Foundation Seniors Protection, official established $200,000 initial secret inheritance donation. Ironic, money Cynthia steal plan me now others protect criminals her like. True satisfaction, Patrick detective call extraordinary news. Dolores Cynthia testimony valuable expected more. FBI entire network arrest managed, 15 total, professional thieves, corrupt valuers, falsified dealers, bought stolen. Cynthia happen, asked, interesting. Cooperation despite, judge crimes extensive reduced not. 12 years federal prison serve, out pay full restitution victims all. 12 years, Cynthia decade unseen make now decade more disappear. Story their end not, same afternoon, surprise complete call received. Dolores, Cynthia, pulse raced, prison call how, call aloud, Dolores, talk need, important, decade Cynthia, direct avoid confrontations. Now truth revealed prison, courage listen finally, speak Cynthia, long silence then unheard before. Cynthia crying, manipulative tears arrested not, genuine desperate sob. Dolores no need, steal start you, things worthless thought really. Realized worth money then, stop couldn't, addiction like, justify decade degradations thefts supposed. No justify not, understand need never far go planned. Start small broach vacation Lewis wanted money need. Sold noticed no one, another took then another. Silent listened Cynthia confession continue. Dolores, truth envied always you. Beautiful house, Mario respect, life wanted I. Family enter, queen treated expected, matriarch still you. Son wife just, enemy make decided so. Yes, exactly, humiliated more, powerful felt more. Small make you, bigger became I. Decade first, Cynthia complete honesty spoke. Cynthia, hurts most know what, asked what, decade really connect try you. Family traditions include try, Mario recipes teach, house memories share, all took hurt use, no murmured. No, hurts most now me. Dolores, prison time think, realized real family only destroyed, parents own teenager abandon. Family chance belong something gave, squandered, destroyed, Louis destroyed too. Yesterday called divorce filed tell. Hurt mother much married continue cannot, true. Louis divorce plans transparent complete me. Pretend marriage saved everything post cannot, told. Cynthia stated all tell why, info do want what, nothing want. No wanted lost what realized. Freedom lost not only, marriage lost, real family opportunity mother-in-law cared truly. Cared you Cynthia, years really understand try hated why much, hated not, envied, envy monster turned. Phone hung, emotions strange mix felt. Decade waited Cynthia truth admit behavior. Finally, victorious feel not. Sad lost time, wasted family united opportunities all. Night Lewis dinner me, regular started since arrest Cynthia. 8, phone call told. Sincere Cynthia think. Asked. Reality actions facing finally think. I answered. Louis, matters now Cynthia wrong did understand finally whether. Matters experience learn we, mean. Mean decade family toxic person entire dynamic control allowed. Again never anyone unseen home feel make permit. Hope again never people love mistreat permit. Lewis solemn nod, mom hardest lesson learned life. Again never superficial peace defend right over choose. Next day better news received. Dolores Foundation $5 million anonymous donation, wealthy family saved victimized info shared show thanks. Frank explained Dolores Peterson family show watched last. Mrs. Peterson granddaughter same behavior Cynthia exhibit realize, documents sign pressure, retirement suggest, small jewelry borrow. Story thanks, detective private hired scheme similar discover stop time complete. Granddaughter arrested, Mrs. Peterson, everything stolen recovered. Says show saved fortune not only, life probably. Incredible think story pain transformed positive powerful protect families other. Cynthia decade steal worth dignity try. End experience purpose greater imagined gave. Night sleep prepare journey extraordinary reflect. Month ago home own useless feel unseen elderly. Now National Senior Rights advocate successful television foundation families saving. Cynthia destroy try awakened strength knew not had. Sweetest revenge prison see not. Sweetest revenge rebuild myself courage defend finally. 1 year Cynthia arrest post life unimaginable ways transformed. Show Dolores's wisdom time slot watched most become. 32 countries broadcast Dolores Foundation 1 0 families more identify stop financial elderly abuse helped. Important transformation public not. Personal, morning, flowers water garden Mario planted 40 years ago. Unexpected visit received complete. Louis arrived. Elegant 40s woman brown hair genuine smile Mario remind immediate. Mom, Louis nervous clear. Special someone introduce want. Nicole, dating past 6 months well. Nicole confident approach, respect also. Mrs. Dolores much heard. Louis story whole told inspiration women ages all must say. First Nicole noticed genuine respect gaze. Cynthia years condescension not. Spoke direct me, Louis not, unseen as. Nicole stated son dating still married technically fact think what. Louis pale, Nicole smiled. Mrs. Dolores direct appreciate question. Louis situation entire dating start before told. Divorce papers week last finalized. Relationship married man start never. Circumstances no matter. Honesty liked. Famous mother-in-law television family problems talk think what. Nicole genuine laugh, honestly proud. Terrible experience took thousands help turn something. Strength extraordinary requires. Next month's Louis Nicole relationship observed. Completely different Cynthia marriage. Nicole Louis time spend encourage me. Plans include opinion value. Dinners host. Matriarch invite family. Tolerate burden not. Notable difference Nicole genuinely no want me. Mario experiences ask house history, traditions family. Replace erase past try not. Family continuity part B want. Afternoon Nicole I dinner prepare together. Surprise ask something. Mrs. Dolores sure make never Cynthia someone become what do can. Question think pause. Nicole Cynthia became family exploit see contribute not because. Different already question ask care enough because. Specific be want. Behaviors avoid what. Never Louis family isolate try. Ill speak me absent when never. Assume older opinions matter not never. Problem ever me direct talk me. Manipulate Louis intermediary not try. Nicole serious nod. Proactive good daughter in law be do can anything. House family history existed arrival before recognize. History respect new history. Create contribute while. Family part means give receive much never forget. 6 months later, Louis engagement ring by go asked Nicole. Ironic. Cynthia $3 million ring steal started all. Now son genuine love symbolize ring choose help. Mom examined options, right decision think. Nicole build lasting something everything post Cynthia happened. Louis difference Nicole Cynthia family valuable protect want see. Cynthia family exploit see. Fundamental difference everything means. Proposal perfect. Louis dinner organize house dining room years Cynthia intruder feel made. Time head table rightful matriarch sit while Louis Nicole propose. Nicole yes said first me walk hug. Mrs. Dolores tears eyes. Daughter-in-law deserve hope. Nicole answered already. Wedding day happiest celebration family decade over. Nicole ceremony garden hold insist Mario legacy honor built. Ceremony during. Louis words few say asked me. 2 years ago began. Family story, humiliation, betrayal, end believed. Today, understand terrible experience chapter end, book entire end not. Nicole, welcome family mutual, respect honesty, genuine love value know now. Wedding post, guests garden celebrate, unexpected text received. Karen named woman show, beginning watched. Dolores, no want story courage report, son medication steel cell gave. Example thanks, dignity health regained. Son rehabilitation relationship healing now, courage inspired mind find, messages regular arrive, world people strength defend right story here post found. Prove pain suffered transformed positive powerful, night, guests left all post, garden alone sat, journey extraordinary reflect lived. 2 years ago, nuisance see daughter in law victimized unseen elderly. Now national advocate, genuine respect new daughter, in law, honesty love foundations rebuilt family matriarch. Phone rang last time. Frank, Dolores, Cynthia final news. Appeal rejected just, full 12 years sentence serve. Feel how that myself aloud asked, answer only you. Truth anger longer felt Cynthia, pity felt. Genuine family part opportunity squandered greed envy. Now 12 years prison spend, I knew life built courage determination enjoy while. Frank stated Cynthia story my part longer. Story now thousands families helped, new relationship Lewis wonderful daughter, in-law now legacy building. Post hang stars up looked whispered Mario proud hope. Unseen elderly everything almost lost voice power purpose finally found. Sweetest revenge Cynthia destroy not. Sweetest revenge rebuild myself, story enjoyed, super thanks send support write more stories like. Advance thanks lot. You, shoes person this do would what. Thoughts here love really, comments drop. Curious always think you what know. Oh, story this heard where no let. More life stories like here want, video like channel subscribe. Many more waiting.